Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another day of Math 7. So today we're going to be focusing on writing equations for different situations. So we've gotten practice with using graphs and tables and equations and kind of seeing how all of those things can give the same information in a different visual way. So today we're going to be kind of moving on to word problems. What if we're not given a graph, table, or equation that we can figure out, but a sentence instead? So we've learned about two different kinds of relationships that are represented by the following equations. So remember, let's figure out which one's which here. So this equation will represent situations where something is being added to or subtracted from the x value. So, if we remember correctly, that one is going to be in the form y equals x plus b, where b is that y-intercept, or b is whatever we're adding or subtracting to our x value. And when we run into this in word problems, we're going to be looking out for words like more than, which would indicate that we are adding something to it, or less than, which would indicate that we are subtracting something from it. So remember that even though subtraction is included there, it is still an additive relationship because subtraction is just adding negatives, adding opposites there. And then the second one we've been going over was multiplicative. So this equation will represent situations where the x value is being multiplied or divided. So if we remember correctly, this is the y equals m times x format, where m is that slope, or it's whatever we are multiplying or dividing our x value by. Same thing as with the additive relationship. Divide is being included in that because all division is multiplying by the reciprocal. Flipping that fraction and multiplying it is the same as dividing. So we are going to be looking out for words in problems such as each or per. So remember that per word means out of, or that's an indication of division. So for each of these problems here, I want you guys to pause the video and then give a try writing an equation based on the information that we're given here. And then you can play it, and I will be going through it here in a second. So go ahead and hit pause and see if you can come up with an equation that represents Samantha having to pay $4 more than Joe has to pay for a video game. All right, so we're going to start with our y equals here. And so what's happening? Do we know how much Joe's paying for his video game? Well, we're not given that information, right? So we're going to represent that with a variable, x. And then it's saying he's paying more than. So that's an indication of that x plus b format. So how much more is she paying? Well, she's paying $4 more. So y equals x plus 4 is our equation for that scenario. Now we're going to move on to part B here. So Sarah takes advantage of a sale and only pays $1 more than what Joe paid. So go ahead and pause it, give it a try, and compare that to what we get here. So same thing, y equals, we still don't know how much Joe is paying, so we're going to represent that with x. And that sale makes her pay only $1 more, so that will be 1 this time instead of 4. Y equals x plus 1. Part C here, once again, go ahead and pause, give it a try, and then come back and see how you did. Compare it to my answer here. So Jake bought a used copy of the video game and paid $3 less than what Joe had to pay. So y equals, once again, we still don't know what Joe is paying for this thing, so we're still going to represent that with our variable x. And now we want to read, so it's telling us that Jake is paying $3 less than what Joe paid. So if Joe paid X dollars, then $3 less than that, we would just subtract 3. All right. Moving on, part D. So pause, give it a try, and then hit play again. So oranges at the supermarket cost 89 cents each. So that key word there we're looking at is each. So we're not going more than, we're not going less than anymore. Remember, from up above, each represents that multiplicative relationship. So y is going to equal, well, 89 cents per orange, and then we're going to multiply that times the amount of oranges that we buy. So our equation here will be y equals 0.89x, which indicates 89 cents per orange. And we can figure out the total price for however many oranges you wanted to buy. Part E, once again, go ahead and pause it, take a try, and then compare. So Jackie earns $12.50 per hour of work. So y being the total price she gets paid, and she is making, our m here we can find from our equation is $12.50 times x, the number of hours that she works, and that'll say how much she earned for those total hours. All right, part F. Dan can text really fast. He can text 120 characters per minute, or 120 letters per minute. So go ahead and pause, give it a try, and then compare. So our total y will equal 120 would be our m, or our slope in this case, characters, and per minute, so we are going to multiply that times the number of minutes that he is typing for. And we can figure out the total number of characters that he could type in that amount of time. And then finally here, part G, you can earn 5 points for each problem that you complete. So pause it, give it a try, hit play, and compare. So our total amount of points here we're going to call y, and that is going to be equal to, well, we're earning 5 points per problem, right? So we just have to multiply that times the number of problems that we complete, and that is x, because we don't know it. We could figure it out for any amount of math problems that we wanted to. All right, so that was our quick together practice for today. So just be sure that when you complete your assignment, our independent practice here begins on the notes page, so don't forget about problems 1 through 8. Really important that we don't forget those. The assignment will continue on the assignment page on Canvas, so you can just open up that PDF as usual and go ahead and complete your assignment. As always, if you have any questions, you can feel free to email me or send me a message on Canvas, and I will return your email or message as soon as I can. All right, everybody, enjoy your spring break, and I will be talking to you soon. Bye-bye.